All this talk of greasing and jacking makes me want to go get some waffles.
So yeah, we've got the built-in wheel chock, we've got the parking brake, and I know a lot of people say they don't even use wheel chocks anymore. And I admit, I don't always use my wheel chocks, but you do want to make sure that you're bringing them with you, because what's going to happen when it comes time to change a tire, especially on these single axle ones, you're going to need to chock the other side. Do not lift one side of this trailer unless you have wheel chocks the other side with real chocks. All right, it gives me an extra like 5 inches. Can you grab, there's two black pipes?
2 black pipes.
Alright, it's all tight. And my fear is that we'll get all the way to the top and it still won't be off the ground. This is a slightly taller jack. It's hanging over the edge a little. You can see it leaning back a little.
Yeah.
It might be that I need to use a 4x4 here, and that'll be the edge we need.
Oh, yeah?
Huh.
That's a lot.
I don't think it's going any higher.
Yeah.
Max down. So, that's how we're learning now, right?
Yeah.
It's sucked me on the side of the road.
For real. What happened?
I don't like the way it's bending because it's such a thick thing at the top.
Uh-huh.
It's sort of tilting. So, why are you being this way? This did not happen before. It does. It's gonna
Split.
cause issues. Alright, so let's try this then. Ah, here. Why does it keep doing that? It didn't do it before. What did we do last time that made it not tilt?
I don't know.
See, there could have been a jump. So.
Right, it got into the right spot.
I mean, maybe it's time I try to do the axle. So the rubber thing does not make it easier. It's part of the problem. It kept trying to rock because we got the rubber strip here, but there's not really a flat way to hit the frame. And that's really the kicker here. That rubber strip makes it very difficult to mount on the frame without this twisting one way or the other. those tires coming off the ground.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, with that little bit of effort.
Yay!
Yeah. You can see that after all that tilt being so tall, I found these flat, welded cross members here. So I got a good solid fitting, and it took 3 inches of lift, maybe 4 inches, to get this wheel spinning off the ground. So right here, this is where I'm putting the block. Solid. Yeah, that's gotta be safe. So, yeah, I might have to disregard the official instructions on this one.
Woohoo!
And go directly off the axle. So that's just to catch it in case it falls.
Don't lose that.
Thanks, honey.
Was that helpful? Look at that. Woohoo! Say 10 minutes ago, I didn't think that was gonna happen.
So look, everyone, they are removable tips.
At least they are on
They
ours.
sure do look like it, don't they? They're not like removable to you?
Like the one on the end?
Yeah,
The piece on the
there's
end?
tabs. Like
Yeah,
these things pop
it totally does look like that.
out.
Yo. All right.
So I was able to just get in my screwdriver in the cap, and these are in fact removable caps. I guess some people have had questions as to whether or not they're removable. I didn't want to break mine, but it is removable. So on the other side, we're gonna go ahead and lift it off the ground just to make sure there's no extra give in the tire. But then I'm not gonna remove it off to do the grease buddy. We're just gonna try to pop off the end and squirt in a little bit, see how it works. There you go. And so now I'm gonna put it back on. Voila. So it is a removable cap. Looks good. I don't see any bulging. No. It's more like bulges or bubbles on the side.
Gotcha.
That's what we're looking for, uniformity.
Mm.
That's pretty good. You can also take the whole dust cap off, technically. But I just pulled the rubber tip off right here, and that exposes the greaser. On here, this little grease gun, stick it on there, and start pumping. Get it on there, and you pop it on, and then you just start pumping, and you know, it's doing a few more. There's no resistance. Maybe there, a little resistance. And then you just kind of peel it off to the side and pop it off. So,
There's a little that comes out there.
yeah, I'm gonna wipe off the X-ray right here. So I pressed this on there and I pumped it maybe a dozen or so times. Maybe we'll go back and check the instructions. Now that we know how to access this easier, maybe we'll double check the instructions on how we can tell when it's maxed out. I thought I was supposed to see grease start to come out the sides, the old grease, as you're pumping in the new grease, but I'm not seeing it. And I don't want to over pump it. I know people talk about overloading it and then it getting through the back seals and getting onto the brakes. I've heard that's a little bit of a wives' tale, but I don't want to play games. But we've added some, so that should be good. Even if it didn't make the inner bearing. When I go ahead and put the dust cover back on, you shouldn't have to remove the dust cover to do this. I just did.
Now what about the, there we go, little rubber seal.
And everybody has an impact gun these days. Make sure you hand thread your lug nuts back on until they're considerably on smoothly before you use that, or else you can strip out your threads really easy. me my camera because I the black one. So I'll record down here while you're doing that.
Going.
That was exciting.
I did. I got it.
Woo!
I couldn't believe it. I wasn't ready. Right there's a spot.
Oh yeah, there it is. All right.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna.
What are you doing that for?
Just to loosen it up.
Oh my! Drumming
And
to
there we go.
warn the fairies.
And there we go. Look how easy that was. Comes right off.
We did it.
And then you can pull this right
a
off.
little rubber component. Get off, you sucker.
And now
Yay!
we have access to the grease zerk, just to give it a little extra few pumps. You can't see the full bearing, obviously, but you at least can give it some rudimentary extra grease. It can't hurt. Somebody in there is going to tell me how it can hurt. Go ahead. All right, let's go ahead and grease this up and then jack it up.
Sounds good. We're gonna grease it and then jack it.
Shut up.
That's what he said.
You don't want to do it the other way around.
Okay, we got the gun and...
You got the gun. Grease guns don't kill people. Wheels falling off kills people.
So, Joe, why aren't we taking the wheel off?
Well, because now that we can just grease it this way, all we want to do is jack it up. Now that we've greased it, we're going to jack it. And we're going to jack it up just to make sure that the wheel doesn't wobble, that it hasn't any give in it.
All this talk of greasing and jacking makes me want to go get the waffles.
I started it a little higher this time, so it's going to go a little higher. There we go. Starting to lift, I think.
There we go.
All right. And because I'm not taking the wheel off, I'm not going to bother putting a jack stand underneath.
What are you going to check for?
We just want to check that. Yeah, that there's no undue give, and it's tight, it's perfect, and it's spinning.
It's spinning. It's spinning.
And so, we're gonna put this back on. And now this is something we can do much easier from the road. Like this is a 10-minute, let's just put some grease in.
Thank goodness.
Right.
Okay, we got the gun and...
We got the gun!
Bring me my gun!
Grease guns don't kill people. Wheels falling off kills people.